the strata that are present, basally, the one at the bottom, also known as germinativa. What term comes to mind? Any more addition to that word? Germinate. If something is germinating, what is it doing? Growing. Okay? So we've got those cells in this bottommost layer that are carrying out stuff and they're growing. The next layer up, because we're going from bottom up to the cornea, spinosum. Like I said, a little bit of cell division, but we are now a layer away from that basement membrane, which could provide what's needed. And we're not close to that. Okay? So, the spinosum, something that we see really a lot of at this point, desmosomes. Anybody remember what those were?
They attach to the cell.
Exactly. They were, and were they tight? Did they create a tight connect? Yes. Because think about this. At this point, cells are beginning to die. They need to be held tightly together. Desmosomes are going to allow that to happen. We're going to see lamellar bodies. We're going to look at those, okay? But do you happen to know what lamella means? It means like the structure, it's referring to the structure, and it actually looks like it's in nice little round circles. And then we get some additional keratin fibers. Because we got to start giving rise to that keratin. The granulosum hopefully makes you think about granules, because at this point, with the cell dying off, what the cells now look like is that it's full of little rocks.
Quick question, you said starting from basally, you're going from bottom
To top. So, basally, up to spinosum, up to now, granulosum, which looks like it's going to have little rocks in it, little granules. Because at this point, organelles of the cell are dying off. Because they don't have any nourishment. They can't do what they need to do. Now, like I said, lucidum only found in the palms of the hands, soles of the feet, which we call thick skin. And just like lucidum, I think of something being kind of transparent, lucid, okay? So it's kind of this transparent zone in the skin. The outermost layer is now full of the keratin, hopefully. We're going to see that it looks like that mesh of that popped up stuff that they showed on the video. And, you know, of course, if it's got hair coming out of it, you know, the hair coming out of it. And it's basically what we call cornified cells, hardened cornified cells. And the strata, or the stuff that's taking place, is actually kind of interesting. So if we look at these layers, all the way at the bottom, the one that we know as the basally, is this not our idea of the shape of a cell? Okay? Down here, things are happening. Cells are living. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And they're reproducing. As they reproduce and they begin to get pushed upward, that's where we're going to hit spinosum. Spinosum, you can see there, you know, they're trying to represent by the different colors that they've got for the layers, but they're trying to show more material See how they've got some kind of lines and stuff being represented, looking like a spine, okay? So therefore being our spinosum. The further those cells get pushed away from this basement membrane, so by the time we get up here to granulosum, where all the little organelles and so forth have died, okay, cells are beginning to take on a different shape because they don't have all the stuff keeping them puffed out, all right? They're beginning to flatten out. Hopefully, we're getting more production of the keratin, lucidum, just this thin, transparent layer. And then, once we get out to the corneum, hopefully the desmosomes are really good and in place, keeping those cells tight and packed. You can see that we're going to find what looks like little pockets of the fat and stuff between the cells. But for the most part, the cells are dying. They're just now hopefully full of the keratin. And the further they get to the outer portion, they're ready to just be sloughed off. 80% of the dust in your house. It's kind of cool. Think about how we're walking around every day, breathing in somebody else's skin. Just saying. So, when we look at these layers of the skin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pointing that out for a reason, because you're going to need to know it. All right? Basally, spinosum, granulosum, lucidum, only one in thick skin, corneum. But here's the one thing that kind of catches my eye. In this view that I see right here, my epidermis is millimeters thick. But look at the layers that are present. In the corneum, 25 or more layers. Lucidum, 3 to 5. Granulosum, 2 to 5. Spinosum, 8 to 10. This one, 1. Help me do the math. 25, 28, 30, 38, 39. 39 layers, and I'm going with the smallest number. Okay? I'm not taking the highest number. 39 layers. Did you ever think about that? It's kind of cool though. If you especially think about what's happening up here at the top and everything just kind of sloughing off all the time. Okay? And that's why this process from that bottom layer up is taking place all the time. Because it's got to produce the cells that can make it to the top and get sloughed off. Now, our dermis, which we're going to get to, structural strength, flexibility, gas exchange, nutrient waste product exchange. Kind of interesting there. In the dermis, we have the 2 layers, the papillary, the reticular. We're going to look at those. Our subcube, once again, not part, but we have that loose connective tissue with the abundant deposits of that, okay, that I don't like, all right, but hey, it's there, all right. Look at what we get to do. Attach to the underlying structures, stuff that's to the internal portion of the body. Adipose tissue we can use for the energy storage. Gives us insulation and it gives us padding. Then why aren't I warmer? Just saying. It's just a thought that comes to my mind. Okay, just saying. We got blood vessels and the nerves that are going to help supply the dermis. So in that layer that I keep mentioning, the thick skin, that is the only area of the body, meaning palms of the hands, soles of the feet, that are going to have all 5 layers of the epidermis. All other parts of the body are only going to have the 4. The thin skin is more flexible. If you think about the thick skin, palms, soles of your feet, that's a tough skin. For example, the commercial that we see all the time on TV now. Okay. Y'all seen that, right? And I love the visual that they give, you know, of like the person, and then it shows all that skin kind of flying off and everything. Well, I mean, yeah, we know that happens, but that's our thick skin. It's a good protection. Just say. In those outer layers, especially get into the stratum corneum, it's where we can get stuff like a callus. Oh, hey, mine's disappeared. And when there's a bony part of the body, and there's a lot of like friction and stuff that takes place over it, that's going to be the corns. Okay? Ever heard somebody be like, oh man, my corns hurt? Okay? That's what's happening. Okay? They've got this bony part sticking out, and the skin has built up this really tough structure over it. You know, sometimes have to go, you know, get it scraped off and everything. And basically that corneum layer has just overproduced cells over that bony protuberance. Now, in your general bio class, hopefully you learned that skin color is genetic, and it's a polygenic trait. Did everyone learn that? What do I mean by polygenic? Coded for by more than 2 alleles. So 3 or more alleles are coding for it. But when we begin to look at skin color as a whole, okay, and especially looking at skin color based on what is it doing to help us identify a medical problem, okay? We have some factors that can affect that. Pigments, blood circulation, and then thickness of the stratum corneum can actually affect it. The pigments that we're going to find in our skin: melanin, keratin. Itty bitty baby's born, starts to grow, and it begins to get fed the carrots and the squash and the sweet potatoes and stuff like that. And if you've ever had any experience with feeding babies, if you find something they like to eat, that's what you're shoving in their mouth, okay? Otherwise, it's like food everywhere, okay? Now, find out they like the carrots, they like the sweet potatoes. Oh man, so you're just like, man, let me go buy some more of these little bottles of food, okay? Feed them, feed them, feed them. And then, all of a sudden, oh, my baby's orange. All right, call call the pediatrician. Call the pediatrician, take them over there. What have you been feeding it? Well, you got to stop feeding it that much. Give it some of the green beans. Give it some of the other stuff that it doesn't like, okay? So, the reason for that, those are the vitamins that will store in the fat cells. And one of the areas it will store in is the fat under the skin. And they will turn different colors. Yeah. They can turn, like if they eat too much of like squash or whatever, they can get yellow. they eat too much like the carrots or the sweet potatoes, stuff like that, they'll turn orange. We can do that. No. Well, actually, people who like are on this kick about having what they think the chlorophyll is going to be beneficial to them in their bodies. Last time I checked, we're not plants. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. You know, but hey, if that's what floats their boat, let it float. So you can they can actually go overboard and have a great intent to them. Who was the actor who drank a lot of carrot juice and also did a lot of tanning in the tanning? George Hamilton? I know y'all too young for that. Okay, but he was an actor, and every time you saw him, he, you know, because he liked to be in the tanning booth a whole lot, looked like he had a really good tan. But then if you look a little closer, you see that orange to him, and you're like, oh, hello, hey. And he was actually pretty well known for that because he drank a lot of carrot juice, and yet he got orange, which is kind of cool. I mean, you know, it's not going to hurt you. You just got to cut back on it and let it kind of just go out of the body. Now, the melanin. With the melanin, it does quite a few things for us.